Hey everyone, Josh Galvin with Tizish.com. I'm doing a video response to a video response that was sent to one of my videos from John Ziamba. He was responding to one of my videos where I did a comment regarding the role of Google, email marketing, and then Facebook or social media, Facebook in particular, in your business. And I had stated that when you first start your online business system, focus on Google and SEO first. Then I said email marketing second, then social media third. Now, I said that, and then John is responding to my video in that. He's actually responding directly to that. Hopefully, you guys check out the link, see what he said. And I want to address several things I disagree completely on with John, but then also I think we're actually not agreeing at all. I mean, at the end of the day, I sat here for like, a few minutes saying, okay, well, how am I going to address your comments? And I've been realizing this whole time that we're actually saying the same thing. We just need to put them in proper context. So here's what a couple things you brought up in your video, John. You had said that, you brought up The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, which is actually my favorite book of all real estate books I've read by far. That's my favorite one because it talks so heavily about systems, right? Systems, systems, and systems. Like, you live and die by your systems. And my favorite part in particular that I want you to understand the context of what I'm saying is when in that book where he talked about $1 million systems. Remember, you can't reach $1 million level unless you have $1 million system already in place and so forth. Well, given that exact point that Gary Keller had made in that part of the book, that's what I'm saying with what I meant on that other video about you have to build an online marketing system that focuses on SEO first, email marketing second, and then Facebook, social media third. Here's what I meant. All right, and here's what I do mean, not what I meant. Actually, everything I said there still stands. I'm just adding, giving the proper context. In the Gary Keller book, what's the most important thing your business lives and dies by? Lead generation. Lead generation, appointments, right? You live and die by your leads. So, and then his whole marketing system, or not marketing system, his whole business infrastructure starts with prospecting, and then lead generation, lead capture, and then you have the incubation period, and then you have the lead conversion and so forth, and then you have the referrals and SOI part, right? His whole system, remember all that items from that book. Well, that's exactly what I'm replicating with what I said with focusing on SEO first, email marketing, then social media last. Here's what I actually meant. I'm not saying to ignore any of them, by the way, either. Several things you said assume that I'm saying to ignore Facebook or ignore your SOI. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying they all need to be mashed in as one coherent system. One system that they all feel like a big web. You touch one part of the web, the spider on the other side is going to feel it. We need all marketing. Real estate agents need to make sure their online marketing is like a web where one thing that happens on one part of their system affects the others. And that's the layout that I laid out with Google, email, and then social media follows that exact web. Here's how I mean. Let's take the typical home buyer online. The home buying process, according to what the NAR statistics and so forth, is 9 months plus for online buyers, meaning from the moment they start looking to the moment they're actually in escrow. That's about 9 months plus, depending on markets and so forth. Now, let's take that person that's not in your SOI. It's not in your sphere, right? How on earth are they going to meet you? How on earth are they going to actually know who you are? They're not going to. They're not going to meet you unless they happen to come across one of your listings that you're the listing agent for and so forth. But then that begs the question, what about when you don't have listings? What about if you only have 5 listings and all the homes they want aren't in your criteria? How do you actually meet them? Well, that's where Google comes in. That's where places like Craigslist come in. That's where places like Realtor.com, Trulia.com, those listing services places offer. And that's what I said, build your first website, build your business infrastructure off of Google. Because this reason, let's say it's my first month of looking. I'm not going to buy for 9 months. I'm not buying till 2011 of March, let's pretend. Well, I'm not buying for a while, which means I'm not searching for an agent, which means an agent's presence on Facebook has no relevance and value to me at that moment because I'm just still in the research. I'm looking at areas phase. I'm trying to figure out what am I doing. So I'm just looking for listings type of stuff, market info. Where am I going to find that kind of stuff? Google, websites, and so forth. So I go on Google and I search. This is where an agent needs to have their website to capture leads. This is the part of Gary Keller's modeling system of prospecting. Your website, your SEO becomes the prospecting portion of your online business model, just like offline. Even with your SOI, let's say with your SOI, you only focus on them for your business. You still have a system where you prospect to them. You do some certain follow-up for the people that replied. Then you do a certain, ask for referrals and all that stuff. You do all that stuff. Just the same system must exist. Well, online, same thing. You have your website, which serves as your prospecting to get all those people that don't know you yet. all people that don't know you, you need to prospect to them. That's what I say, focus on Google first, because you can't, if you build an online marketing system not built on prospecting, it's doomed to fail. Just like if you build an offline system, whether it be door knocking, farming, getting FISBOs, going after expireds if your market has them heavily, whatever the case is, you need to focus on prospecting as the main engine of what you do every day. It's the highest and best use of your time, is setting appointments and so forth. Online is no different. So Google serves as your prospecting, SEO serves as your prospecting engine. Now let's say you capture leads. Now comes your email marketing. That serves as your follow-up system. If I'm a buyer and I'm going to take 9 months, there's no way you're going to be talking to me on the phone every week. I'm going to ignore you. There's no way I'm going to reply to your emails every week. I'm going to ignore you because I don't care as a buyer yet. I don't care until I get to that 3-month, 4-month near the phase when I actually start finding listings and start doing, like, my full family planning, etc. So that's where the email marketing comes in. And that's the part, just like in Gary Keller's book, where he talks about the whole incubation items with the $1 million models. You need to have the automatic lead follow-up, the 33 touch program. Remember all that items? That's the same concept I'm talking about with getting your email marketing in check and getting it in motion. And third comes social media. Here's why I put social media third, and this speaks to your exact points, and this is where I agree with you 100%. Social media should be third because that's where you're going to connect with the people you know, your network, your past clients, your family, your friends. You're going to connect them to get referrals, get repeat business, etc. And that's super important. And as we all know, this isn't a debate. I agree with you 100%. The whole NAR, do they do their surveys all the time? What's the 2 main sources of business for real estate agents? Referrals and farming. And where do the referrals usually come from? Your sphere of influence. But let's now retract and say, what about the agents that don't have a big sphere yet? What if you only have 100 people? I mean, there's no way you're going to spend your entire real estate career just marketing to that 100 people. You need to replenish that engine. So with that being said, Facebook wouldn't have any value to you just like that. So that's why I'm saying make Facebook third, make Google and SEO and your website first, email marketing second to incubate the leads you get from the first of your website, and third, your Facebook to extend the relationships with those leads you made, to extend the relationships with the people you meet at an open house, to extend the relationship with your actual network, with your SOI and so forth, because that is when the main meat of your business will come from those referrals. But getting there and building that has to follow the exact models that you follow offline. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying to ignore one or the other. I'm saying to make them all connect. And here's actually an interesting point. Your SEO, when I talk about the SEO and I say focus on SEO, that is not mutually independent of Facebook and social media. There is no more difference between them. It's just basically search engine marketing. It's not just search engine optimization. It's just social media marketing, whatever you want to call it, because like about 60% of the SEO campaigns that I teach agents and the ones that they're having actual success on are pretty much dominated by social media marketing and activity. But it's about making a system that is intertwined properly so that one benefits the other and they follow a certain path of the lead generation funnel. Lead generation, lead incubation, lead capture, repeat business. That's just what I was saying with my whole point about focusing on websites first and etc. So I hope that makes sense. There's a couple other items I wanted to address. Just one of them being Google that you had talked about. Why focus on Google? Because it takes a lot of time, money, or many times money, and you got to do a lot of content updating. You got to do a lot of this and that. Well, I agree with you 100%. It does take time, and it doesn't take money because you could do this without having to pay anybody. Nobody pays me for SEO. If you're in our system, I teach them how to do it themselves because I feel you should not, as a real estate agent, you don't need to pay anybody for SEO anymore. If you just create content, that is your SEO with the proper system, of course. But I want to comment on that because that implies that search engine optimization is this only thing that you have to spend a lot of time, energy, and effort on. When I would ask, what part of the real estate business isn't like that? Is farming like that? No, farming takes just as much time, energy, and resources. Picture farming just like SEO. Instead of farming a geographic area of 2,000, 1,000 homes, whatever the case is, that you have to hit every month, every week, every 2 weeks, whatever the case is, depending on how your area works. That's just like having a website, doing blog content every month, every day, every week. Having a Facebook fan page or having a Facebook network that you communicate to every day and so forth. It's the same models. So I agree with you that it does take time, but I don't agree with the concept that that there are other systems like SOI doesn't take time or something. They kind of implied that, and at least the way I interpret it, because there is nowhere in real estate, there's nowhere in business, period, that doesn't take time to build. farming is going to take you 9 months to actually 9 months to a year and more to actually say you dominate it or get a residual amount of expected business from it. Same thing with marketing to expires or FISBOs or just door knocking, cold calling, whatever it is. They all take time, but not any different time than doing SEO would. That's my point. Okay, so I love your response. I loved it all, but I think that given the fact that I wasn't able to respond fully or actually comment on this exactly, I think that there was a miscommunication in my point of what I was saying, because we're actually saying the same thing, but I'm saying just one thing, and I'm speaking to agents that go online, they spend money, they go to events, they're chasing the latest technologies, they're chasing the latest tools, and what happens? They just burn money here, 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 and then they realize, what the heck happened? Well, what I'm saying is what happened is you didn't approach this like a real business. You need to approach it with lead generation, lead incubation, and then lead conversion, and then repeat business. That exact funnel goes like this: websites with SEO, email marketing for automatic follow-up and lead incubation. Lead conversion happens through both of those combined together, and then lead follow or then repeat business is Facebook, social media, reconnecting. So I'm actually saying the same thing. Hopefully you get the point. I would love to hear your response. I think that's great. If there's anyone else watching this that you're like, hey, that guy Josh is insane, he doesn't know what he's talking about, or I think what he's saying is a good point, he missed it here, tell me. I love that John did this video, so I hope everyone else does as well, and I hope you reply as well, John. Kind of want to see what we're all going to say. All right? Well, take care. Anybody else contributes. Communication works and helps for all of us. All right. Take care.